Hey you guys, it's Jamie from Independent Street NOLA, and we're going to talk about the super full moon that's in Capricorn today. It was at its peak at I believe I said 1:37 Central Standard Time. So we're definitely still in the throes of this super full moon. Um, I just did a blog post yesterday about our second Pluto return for the United States, which I think coincides nicely with this full moon in Capricorn. Um, just so we know, as when it's a full moon, the moon and the sun are opposite of each other. So the sun is, the moon's reflecting the sun. Okay, and a lot of times we usually say this is a really good time to release, to see, take around because everything's illuminated, what isn't working, and then see if this is, what needs to be changed and what needs to be released in order to either start a new course or keep the course going that we thought about during the new moon. So here we are. Capricorn is the sea goat. Capricorn represents work. All my Capricorn friends are hard workers. Like I said, my best friend Patty, when we go on a trip, I just show up because she's got everything planned out. So thank you, Capricorns. Capricorn is going through a big shift, much like the rest of us, about the idea that giving them some grace, giving them a time to, maybe pump the brakes with their hooves or with their tail, to see how things unfold. And they're still getting used to sitting with that energy because they're so used to just going. With this full moon, I do believe it is highlighting this idea of how we work, how we see work, and how we measure success. And I do believe that with this and I talked about it with the Pluto return, but it is another round of ego death. And when the ego dies, that allows more room for us to get on with our lives. That allows more room for us to see things differently. That allows us the grace, or it's the idea that we can start thriving, right? Because now we're able to let go of old ideas, old ways and means that honestly, you guys, a lot of times weren't meant to help us work or get us to the top or to let us thrive. It was a lot easier just to try to kind of like cram us into a system, because it worked pretty well, right? It did. It worked pretty well. And then for some people, it didn't work at all. And so with this Capricorn full moon, it's really asking us to go over and to see what no longer is working, And what's interesting with this moon, Mercury, the sun, and the moon are all squaring Chiron. And as we know, Chiron is the wounded healer, right? In the entire age of Pisces, Chiron was just limping around the universe, right? Everyone knew the story. We got it, Chiron. You were shot in the ass. Yes, we got it. By your star student, okay? And the reason Chiron didn't die because he was a master healer, a master herbalist, and he was able to take out the poison arrow and heal himself. But then we had him limping around the universe. Okay, but now it's the age of Aquarius, and Chiron was like, okay, yeah, I got it. I just spent the last 2,000 years feeling sorry for myself and limping around the universe. When actually, God, I'm still here, and it's time for me to start thriving. So all these things that I thought were bad actually aren't, and I've did a lot of work, and I've been able to heal that. And now I am galloping through the universe, probably at a slow trot, depends maybe on the weather, if his, scar is going to act up, I don't know. But he is thriving where he is now and where he is today. And that, to me, is a good representation of this full moon. It's asking you, where are you today? What do you need to leave behind? What wound are you still carrying around with you at this point in time that's really not serving you any longer? Really, you guys. And I say this with, love and compassion at the same time, if we are still using a story from 20 years ago stopping us from moving ahead, then that's on us, especially if we've been doing the work, and especially if we, work with healing and, go get therapy and things like that. Everything has an expiration date, and I know that this is spirit coming through, because usually I feel like I'm a lot more kind or very aware of people's feelings. At the same time, it's just really coming through that, if you want to see yourself a certain way at this point in time, and you haven't gotten there because of external factors from something that's happened to you in the past, then it's really time to let those go and start working on where you are now and how you want to be. I just went and saw my friend, and she was trying to show me something on the computer, and it wasn't opening up. And so she said, oh, wait, hold on, let me close this, and I got to open up this and then move this over here and do that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she goes, Capricorn Full Moon, it's going to make me work. And it is going to make you work a little bit. And the work is really showing you what it is that needs to be released. That's the work, because the moon is here to help you release that. It's here to help you go through this ego death. It's here to help you say, you know what? I want to do this, and I haven't been allowing myself to do this because someone 20 years ago fucked me in the ass or fucked me over or this thing. Or it could be, I'm not doing this because 10 years ago, 5 years ago. It could be last month, you guys. But the idea is, who are you now, and where do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Are you going to keep that scenario? And these are scenarios that I know you guys have been working on, and I'm proud of you. You guys said, I don't want this to hold me back any longer. So don't. And if the idea that you're not getting success or gaining success because your idea of success was what success looked like in 1990 or 2000 or, 2010 or, 2020, it's now 2022. Everything has changed. We went through a pandemic, everything is automated, it's time to meet yourself where you are now in the land of, influencers and all this shit. If you're still waiting for someone to, pick you out and make you a star, this is the age of Aquarius. It's up to us. It's up to us. It's up to us to figure out what it is that we want to do and how to do it. There's plenty of people out here that want to help us, want to help me, want to help you. But we've got to put it in context to where we are now in relationship to where the world is now. This is your pep talk for Capricorn Full Moon, cats and kittens. And every day I'm always surprised with how much kindness I see and how much willingness people are here to help people. At the same time, it is up to us to say, this is what I want to do. This is where I draw the line in the sand, and it's time for this to start happening. And I can tell you, listen, 2 weeks ago, I was bummed out. You know what I mean? I was sitting on this couch because I know I do leave this couch, guys. I know I'm here a lot. Actually, I was supposed to do this outside, but it's raining. So happy full moon to me. And I was sitting on this couch, and I was feeling kind of bummed out and bored. And, whatever. I hadn't had my coffee yet, quite honestly. But I just said out loud, I'm not kidding. I just said out loud, hey, lower ego, you're just going to have to take a back seat or take a hike on this shit. Because where I am in my life, I'm ready to start moving forward. And then I also said a few other things to my lower ego. And you know what? I felt so much better. It felt so much better. Even I was surprised how much better I felt. And even I was surprised that the words that just came out of my mouth were telling my lower ego to take an effing hike, And so if that's where you are, you guys, right now, that lower ego wants to keep you safe, and you just have to see it. It's doing its job. It doesn't hate you. It's just that's what it does. But if you want more, then maybe you have to give yourself that pep talk every day. Lower ego, we lived that story for 20 effing years, and we're writing a new one. Okay, so take a hike. Maybe that's the work, or maybe just the work is you telling yourself, we're going to work differently. We're going to see how work feels differently. We're going to work in this new energy. You know, that could even be it. Hey, I'm ready to work in this new energy. I'm ready to release with this Capricorn moon all those blocks and other lower vibes that no longer serve me, that are keeping me from what I want to do, that I love, how I work, how I see work. You know? I'm trying to think if there was something else I want to say about this, or if I'm going to just keep repeating myself. But I really think you guys are getting it. This is coming after that second Pluto return. It's really getting us to me, I really feel like this is getting us to really think about that ego death. You know, are you still going to keep not living your life because of something that happened due to someone else, or some outstanding circumstance, or some shitty relationship you were in? You know, you guys, I'm no different than any one of you watching this video. You know what I mean? I've been there and done that. And I didn't even get a t-shirt half the fucking time. Rude. But, I made the decision that it's time to live the life that I want to live. And I know I can do it. And I know I can find people that will help me get there. And I know it's going to just take, put one foot in front of the other. It doesn't mean that I don't, cry or freak out or swear at people or, all these things. It's all part of the journey. But I also know that there's more good than bad, and that we can do it if we want to. It's a lot of things aren't as hard as we make it. A lot of things aren't as hard as people tell us they wish they should be. At the same time, we just have to kind of get in touch with reality and see where we are right now and go from there. I can't stress this enough. Staying in the present is so crucial, you guys. And if you're not moving forward, or you're not working differently due to some old system that was put in, or some old system that was put in, or something that happened, a long time ago, be gentle with yourself, but also give yourself that pep talk. Also tell that lower ego, time's up, time's up. We're going to do things a little differently. And just do things a little differently. You don't have to do some huge change, but just that idea, oh wait, I can do things differently. I can work differently. I can see work differently. I know people are there to help me work differently. It makes all the difference in the world. So I hope you guys really do kind of lean into this full supermoon in Capricorn. And if you're having those tough conversations with things that wounded you, just know, yep, it's time, because Mercury squaring Chiron today, and it really wants you to flush it out. Like, Chiron wants to know why you're still limping. Chiron wants to know that. The moon and the sun are also squaring Chiron. The moon's there helping you use this intuition on how to move you past this. And the sun, coming in, and the sun's there lighting this up. The sun's there saying, we can move through this. We can do it. You've got a lot of cosmic support, you guys. So if you can, lean into this full moon. Of course, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm getting distracted right now because I got a new cat, and it is destroying my mother-in-law's tongue, and it just pulled out one of the leaves. So, not working the way I want it to work. I can say that right now. So we're going to go save that leaf. All right, you guys. I hope you guys have a great full moon. As you can always find me on Instagram or my YouTube channel, and always on my website at independentstreetnola.com. Okay, talk to you soon.